Living in a quiet neighborhood has always been my dream. I imagined sunny afternoons of iced tea in the garden and friendly greetings when passing neighbors. But everything changed when a very strange woman moved in next door. At first, it was difficult to ignore their disdainful looks as I watered my plants or helped my children with their homework in the backyard. She seemed determined to turn every interaction into a confrontation. The slightest infraction of invisible boundaries resulted in a series of complaints about noise, the color of the curtains, or even the length of the grass. Our conversations were a cold war, full of sarcasm and jabs. She had a way of twisting my every word as if it were a personal offense. The frequent screams were followed by days of icy silence. I avoided the garden when she was around, and she, in turn, drew the curtains when she saw me on the sidewalk. Then, one day, the last straw. A heated argument over trash on the sidewalk turned into a physical altercation. The entire neighborhood was woken up by our warring voices. Shame flooded me as I realized I had sunk to her level. The next day, with my flower petals wilted and my pride wounded, I decided to change my approach. I spent days avoiding her and reflecting on how we had gotten to this point. Perhaps, behind that arrogance, there was a person with his own fears and insecurities. Then, one sunny morning, I did something that seemed impossible. I knocked on her door with a freshly baked cake. My fingers shook as she opened the door, but I was greeted with a surprised look. "I thought maybe we could start over," I said, trying to keep the sarcasm at bay. She hesitated for a moment, her eyes showing a mixture of distrust and curiosity. Finally, he accepted the gesture of peace, and that marked the beginning of a gradual change in our relationship. In the days that followed, we avoided arguments and found small ways to help each other. We exchanged gardening tips and even share laughs over our children's antics. Over time, we realized that we had been hasty in our judgments. She wasn't just the petulant, arrogant woman I imagined, and I wasn't the perfect neighbor she believed me to be. We discovered that, despite our differences, we had a lot in common and could learn from each other. Nowadays, our meetings in the garden are marked by genuine smiles and mutual understanding. Sometimes we laugh together about our past fights, and we both agree that it took a conflict to teach us the importance of empathy and communication. As our friendship grew stronger, we began to share not just small courtesies but also significant moments in our lives. She told me about her career aspirations, and I shared my concerns about raising my children. We discovered that we were able to offer each other support in difficult times and celebrate small victories together. As time passed, our relationship not only healed from the wounds of the past, but also grew into a true friendship. Sometimes we still remember our first interactions with a smile, recognizing how far we've come since then. We learn that behind appearances and first impressions, there is always an opportunity for forgiveness and to build genuine bonds that can last a lifetime.
Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our Messages and Messages channel. Until the next video.